everyone. Welcome to JapanSpirit. I am Kawatani Takashi.
And my name is Han Nguyen. You told me that you have just returned from the Kizuna Initiative trips to Vietnam.
That's right.
And would you mind sharing about your experience in Vietnam?
Yes, of course. But before that, what you're wearing today is from Vietnam, isn't it?
Yes, this is the traditional dress that Vietnamese women wear. Yes, it's called áo dài.
Áo dài, but in northern Vietnam, your pronunciation is a bit different, isn't it?
Because I'm from...
Is it áo dài?
Áo dài.
In Hanoi also?
Yes, the intonation is the same.
Okay.
However, we have different accent.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Before you talk about the Kizuna Initiative, could you please show us some pictures and photos?
Yeah, sure, by all means. Okay, this is the movie I took myself from the taxi from airport to Ho Chi Minh City.
Yes.
To me, this is a very common scene in Vietnam, any town there.
Yes.
But it feels very different with this kind of music. So I thought I want to show to the viewers today.
Okay, so were you surprised by all the traffic jams and motorbikes? Not at all?
No, I'm okay. I'm used to this. Even I can cross any streets where Vietnamese people are too afraid to cross.
Oh, that's good to know.
By walking.
Yes.
So.
And to me, like the music play here, it's very nice and has a very nostalgic feeling.
Okay.
For me.
Yes.
And, at first I thought you specifically chose this music.
No, this is the CD from the taxi driver.
To me, the music play in the video, it's very familiar, and because it's actually one of the most popular music being played in Vietnam.
Really?
Yes.
Well, why so popular?
The reason why I'm not sure, maybe it has influence from French music or Spanish music, but since I was a kid, I listened to this kind of music a lot. Yes.
That makes Vietnamese very different from other Asian countries. Okay, this is again a typical Vietnam morning, like 7:30, 8 a.m. This was near my hotel I stayed. Morning exercise, and also having a breakfast out in the air before they go to work.
Yes, and this is actually a very common scene in all parts of Vietnam, not just Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay.
We like to get up early and get morning exercise as well as to interact with people.
Okay, so you're a morning bird.
Yes.
Vietnam people basically rise up very early.
Basically everyone.
That means you go to bed very early.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's what I heard. And even the dancing, is it like lesson? Dance lesson,
I think
right?
they are having a dance lessons. Yes, even though the outfit may not be suitable for dance, but yes, they are having fun with dancing.
It's not a traditional, it's a modern one.
Yes, it's modern.
Okay, so I will show you some of the photos I took myself during my trip to Ho Chi Minh City. Actually, I made 2 trips the last 6 months, and here are some of them from the trips. The first one is it's commonly known as Obama Temple. Have you heard that, Obama Temple?
Only after his visit to Vietnam that I got to know about this temple.
I did go there, and I'm sorry I cannot pronounce in Vietnamese language. It's a very famous one in downtown Ho Chi Minh.
Yes.
And I saw how the local people did prayer to gods. So I also did prayer for the success of the JapanSpirit program.
Thank you very much.
And also, something we should not miss is, have you visited the Remnants Museum in Ho Chi Minh?
Yes, I have visited once during my last trip to Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay. It's called the War Remnants Museum.
Yes.
And here suddenly is a passage for you to read for us, please.
To save the heroic remnants of the Vietnamese people in the struggle against the invading forces, and to denounce the crimes and highlighted the devastating consequences of the war in 1957, the Gallery of American Crime is open for the public, then renamed the War Crimes of Aggression Galleries in 1990. before becoming the War Remnants Museums in 1995.
Very interesting is now it's called War Remnants Museum to restore the memory, but before it was called the Gallery of American Crime and also War Crimes of Aggression Gallery. They used more stronger words.
Yes.
So the word is very strong, but in a way it's a place for educating the youth of Vietnam to remember how you won your independence and freedom, right?
Yes.
So in a sense, but we have no such strong words, to name our museum in Japan. So this is very different.
I think this is the change that Vietnamese government need to do, because we have the normalization, the official normalizations with the United States in 1995.
Okay,
that's why after 1995 the tone it's a bit the tone is it's played down.
Okay, all right. So like Ms. Ha just mentioned, the devastating consequences, because during the war, of course, as you know, the huge tons of dioxin and so forth were dropped to the Vietnam, and there are a number of photos like this inside the museum.
Yes.
So I just wanted to show you.
Yes.
Okay, after the museum, I visited the next place. Do you recognize this one?
I think this is the constructions of the first metro system in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yes, exactly. You know this, right?
Yes. During my last visit, I also went to this place. Yes.
So this is JICA and Shimizu, Maeda, Vietnam, those words. So under construction. It's supposed to be the first line completed 2020 or something.
Yes.
Something like that. And after that, one of the tourist places, Reunification Palace, Toitsu Kaido, the famous President Ho Chi Minh is in our bag. Because this time, this visit was so hot during the day, I decided to take a trip to a bit far place, riding on a motorbike of my local friend. And we drove for about something like more than 40 minutes. It's very far, so I was joking to my driver friend, we reaching the Phnom Penh, Cambodia. And you see my face there.
Yes.
But so when we arrived at this place after 45 minutes at night time. This is I don't think you recognize this place at all. It's a small restaurant.
Yes. And what kind of food?
Four, of course.
I see.
But this was, according to my friend, was the most famous, delicious Ho Chi Minh pho restaurant. That's why we took a long drive.
Okay. But it's worthy, right?
Yeah, it was very nice, very nice. Big bowl, a lot of veggie and so forth.
Wow.
And after that, the famous Vietnamese coffee shop, and we had a chit-chat. These two young men, and the girl, were the local friends. They were my former students, I taught, during their internship program in Japan. Invited by Japanese government.
Yes.
I was a main trainer.
Yes.
So they went back to home.
Yes.
So I asked them to be my bodyguards.
Okay.
Took me all around.
Okay.
That's how my activities were realized. Right? Our photo session is over, and can we talk about the content?
Yes. Okay. So Kawatani-san, thank you for sharing all those photos.
Okay.
And can you talk about what is this Kizuna project?
Okay, I call my recent activities in Asia a Kizuna project. Kizuna literally means, of course, the bond relationship that cannot be broken. So by that I mean I thought from all these years of experiences of interacting with Asian people through training and personal relationship, I wanted ASEAN companies, if I may, who work with Japanese people, to deeply zero in on the essence of what Japan has to offer. Yes. I feel the learning is a bit too hasty, if I may say, because we have a word. Have you heard this Japanese word, chushinkoku no wana? Literally, the trap of getting trapped in the mediocre developed economy.
I think I have heard about the
mediocre. So means Vietnam, of course, is not yet fully developed, economically speaking, and also not poor anymore,
Yes.
not developing anymore.
Yes.
You're somewhere in between.
Something in between, the middle the middle
that's called
income trap.
Chushinkoku, mediocre or middle developed economy. Often Thailand and Malaysia are referred to as Chushin, middle, but because they're on the way to become soon,
Yes.
right, the developed economies. But for example, the Malaysia, where I spent like 16, 70 years, if Malaysia, with all my respect to Malaysian people, I think I'm qualified to say something a bit critical of Malaysia because
Yes.
I have many friends there.
Yes.
If Malaysian students under the scholarship program to learn the Japanese ethics of Japan had learned deeply from Japan in the 70s until through 90s, for example, their businesses may be looking a bit different from now. Yeah? So because business development is a marathon,
Yes.
not a sprint,
Yes.
like a 100-meter sprint.
Yes.
It's a many kilometers marathon.
Yes.
But of course, it's their dilemma. They want to become rich as soon as possible, but business cannot be so as soon as possible. So
Yes.
this is their dilemma, and I
Yes.
fully understand their haste for the wealth and the development. By the same token, not only Asian friends, my personal wish is to learn step by step more deeply, but also Japan also should look at ourselves as a student when it
Yes.
comes to international management, how to work in a managed culture of people. So to me, Asian people are teachers, and Japanese are like trainees when it comes to multi. What do you think?
Well, I think for Asian countries in general, we truly respect the achievement that Japan has accumulated over the years. That's why we want to learn from Japan. That's why like lots of students have chosen Japan to study.
Yes, to study.
As well as like working for a Japanese company.
That's
It's
right,
also
that's
one
right.
of the like
That's right.
choices that we usually.
But after learning,
Yes.
they can localize what they have learned in the local way. Otherwise, you'll be forever dependent on foreign Japan or
Yes.
European. So that's please allow me, my Asian friends, how I've been feeling about
Yes.
this thing. Right?
Yes.
Okay, regarding this, I want to share an example. Long time ago, I participated in Future of Malaysia 1-week stay program in Kuala Lumpur as one of the participants. In that conference, a Malaysian doctor told a joke to us, right? He said, Malaysian buildings are getting taller and taller, but people are getting more and more short-tempered.
Oh.
And also, Malaysian roads are getting wider and wider, then people are getting more narrow-minded.
Oh.
You see? It's a typical dilemma, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's, I
Applies
can relate to this story. Yes.
to all other cities, to the
Yes.
story. So hasty development is one thing, of course, because everyone's already rich enough around Asia, but here that's where the dilemma is. So can you guarantee the same thing, this dilemma or trap of a mediocre economy does not happen to Vietnam 20 years from today? Now it's a boom to intern in Japan, study in Japan, work in Japan. And so while ASEAN countries have yet defined your original economic models, the youths have been flooded by the tsunami of Western world culture. Quick money, quick promotion. In just 1 year, they say, I've learned enough. Give me a new job, boss. This makes Japanese people at a loss.
Yes.
How can I teach these hasty-minded young people?
Yes.
So you can look wherever for models to emulate, but after learning, they can localize the lessons the original way. That's always the back of my mind. So if you look at this, the slide, spiritual foundation for nation building. Japan has got Yamato spirit, or Bushido, the way of samurai spirit, benevolence and spirituality in everything we do. And the United States American dream, or idealism, to give the best they have. Singapore, survival instinct, because they were kicked out of Malaysia for independence. Yes. They had no choice to become on their own. Yes. When they even had no supply of food and oil and even drinking water. See? So to me, Singaporeans are zero fighters. Mm-hmm. They have zero resources, yes. but they have to survive as a country, right?
Yes.
So these three countries had a reason to become very,
yes.
what do you call, on their own,
yes.
yeah? Survival. Out of my ignorance, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, Philippines, this is out of my sheer ignorance. So please, viewers, if you, I'm sure there are some similar spiritual backbone, so please let us know. Yes. What do you think Vietnam has got as a spiritual backbone to keep you moving?
Yes, I think because as you know, like Vietnamese people, we survived through a lot of wars, especially in modern times. So even like young generations, at school we were taught to work hard, learn hard. Yes, so and we need to treasure the peace that we are living in.
Okay. I'd like to show you some of the work I've been doing along the line of the spirit of JapanSpirit program.
Yes. In your Kizuna trips, yeah. Can you share like exactly what you're doing along your vision?
Okay, sure. First, this photo is my presentation I gave to a semi-government organization backed up by Japanese Agency for International Cooperation, JICA. Yes. It's called VJCC, Vietnam-Japan Human Resource Cooperation Center. Yes. Okay, we had about more than 50 people, and yes. we talked about what this program has covered, like mandala yes. and you know,
all the aspects of JapanSpirit.
JapanSpirit, and this was attended by quite a senior level people, and I found out later those were the graduates of Keie Juku program done by this VJCC organization. Keie Juku is it's a long-term management intensive training program, especially teaching the Japanese management practices and culture. So they came to my program. Okay. So the reason I'm showing this is not only to show you what I'm doing, but this topic is something still. It's a topic that's very popular among the Vietnamese people. And after that, I went to this private university called HUTEC, Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology. And as you can see, the title in the backdrop, 日本語で新しい生き方を開こう。They open up a new way of life and work. Japanese language can open up, right? Yes. An alternative way of life and work. So I talked about this spirit of Japanese concept of faith and so on, right? Yes. And after that, I normally visit a local business people and interview the local work culture and yes. Advice to Japanese business people, those places. First one is with a Western firm and the HR director. I asked her about her challenges of developing Vietnamese young generation business people. And the next one is a local bank branch manager, okay. about his management style, his challenges of working with young Vietnamese bankers. And then last one is a Japanese IT company, factory I visited. About 1 hour away from Ho Chi Minh City. Yes. Okay, so let me show you the topic that is popular yes. among the Vietnamese people, and the first one is the one with the VJCC, building Kizuna bond with Japanese customers and expatriates. So this, I was a bit afraid that this is a bit too vague for the participants, but actually, as it turned out, a lot of people came and actively participated in the yes. activities.
Yes. And I think the reason it's that because, like in Vietnam, the image of Japanese business and Japanese company, it's actually a very good one. That's why like even students at university, like the opportunity to work at a Japanese company, it's one of the things that they always consider. So that's the reason why lots of people came up to your classes, I think.
Okay. And this Hutech University presentation, an alternative lifestyle Japanese can open up. Okay. This was in the summer, during the summer vacation, so not many people, but something like 30, 40 people, I think, students came. The roots of Japanese culture, mandala, Japan's role in the world, in world peace, Nihongo, or Japanese language, as peace strategy, and my last message.
Yes.
The peace strategy or world peace, because Japanese language, as we did in this program before, has an element of a diffusing or neutralizing conflicts between people because of the ambiguity of the language, right?
Yes.
Yeah? So Japanese speakers can play a role in neutralizing conflicts and tension between the countries, between the people.
Yes.
That was my message. Isn't it nice? No, that's the hidden role Japanese
Hidden
speakers.
roles of Japanese speakers in language.
Because don't you think if you speak Japanese, you feel a bit different from speaking Vietnamese and the English language?
Yes. To be honest, like
you become a nicer person.
I mean, like at least the way I speak, it's like more gentle.
More gentle. That's what I mean. Neutralizing there. And I quoted a very famous word from this Professor Suzuki Takao, linguist, social linguist. Professor Suzuki Takao. 日本人はなぜ日本を愛せないのか? Why Japanese people cannot love Japan? He used the word military power cannot be the power of today. It should be language power, based on the power of the Japanese language. Japanese language especially, like we have just said. And the last message I shared with the students.
Yes.
Is this one. So this is the last message of our program today too. Can we read this aloud for our viewers?
Yes.
I read the Japanese part,
yes.
So you read the English part.
Yes.
Yeah? The first message was 日本語の持つ稀有な文明観を吸収してほしい。
Absorb civilizational ethos of Japanese language.
自尊心を持って真心の言葉を発信してほしい。
Speak from heart with self-respect.
The thirdly, 母国への誇りを持って国際社会を生きてほしい。
Navigate international community with national pride.
Okay. 日本語話者、スピーカーですね。日本語話者として世界融和に貢献してほしい。
Play your part in world peace as Japanese speaker.
It's a big role, Japanese learners. And lastly, 日本人が日本の心を忘れたら叱ってほしい。
Scold Japanese when they forget JapanSpirit.
So you scold me next time, Hasan, okay? Okay, so your summary of the day?
Yes, today I could learn a lot from your experience with your Kizuna initiatives. And when I take a look at the photos as well as the movie, I feel very nostalgic because like that's my home country.
That's right.
And also I'm very happy that you had the opportunity to coach to give lectures about the Japanese language as well as a Japanese culture.
They are teaching me more than I share with them. Thank you. Okay, today's topic was tide over Western world culture. But please don't misunderstand our intention. It does not mean we want to avoid Western world culture because that is the major good, strong work ethics and scientific discovery. A lot of them come from the Western cultures. But in a way, we want to show the ailing world of work everywhere, an alternative way of life and work. Because to competition, everyone will believe they need to win all the time. They need a spotlight every time. They want to get better performance than other people. That's nice as a human being, our needs for growth. But it sometimes goes against our inner spirit and affects our relationship, long-term stability of a company and ourselves. So we want to show an alternative way. And the only country one of the few countries in the world that can show a proven alternative way of life and work is Japan, of course. That's why I chose this title, Tiding Over Western Work Culture. Okay? And for us to Japan to show an alternative as a top contender of such a approach, we need to look within and then practice Japan spirit more. Otherwise, we cannot offer such a alternative approach.
So thank you for watching Japan Spirit, and until next time,
Goodbye.
bye.